The MCG today between Melbourne and the Brisbane Bears, and Demons fans clinging to slim hopes that the Demons might still make the finals. Playing against Brisbane, who hadn't won at the MCG since 1988, but they did defeat Richmond last week to break a 7-game losing streak. And it must be remembered that in round 3 this season, Brisbane defeated Melbourne up at the Gabba by 2 points. Could they do it again down here? Well, let's find out as we go to the action. The commentators, Peter Landy, Bernie Quinlan and Peter McKenna. We pick up play with 16.5 minutes to go to quarter time, and at this stage Melbourne 1-1, leading the Bears 1 goal.
Against Kennedy, one of the great improvers on the Brisbane side this year. Burke, a bit of a knock on the thigh late last week and had to leave the ground. Kick away from Melbourne by Andrew Obst, up towards right half forward, and Grinter paddles the ball further forward to Rohde. Another defender come forward, gives it back to Grinter or Kowal. Kowal's got it. Over to Febey, quick hand pass onto Obst. That was Stephen Febey it came from. Chips it into the goal square. McIver stumbles, but he should be able to get back there, and he does.
Scott McIver, former Fitzroy best and fairest player, kicks it way out towards the half-back line. This is Kevin Dyson. Dyson back into the action. Grinter back to Dyson. That was good football by Melbourne. Back to Todd Viney. Grinter again from the boundary line. On the left foot, centres it. Up they go. Oh, mark drop. Should have been taken down there by Worsfold. Kennedy, plenty of assurance. This man's got heaps of talent too, and that is Michael McLean. On to McIver. McIver looking for Gastev. Gastev races after it with Hopgood. Hopgood in front. Gastev pressures. Back it comes to Stynes. Good play by Hopgood. Back to Stynes. That's good play by Melbourne. Jimmy Stynes with that familiar waltz as he brings it in towards Lyon. Mark taken down there. A fair mark.
Well,
and Melbourne, yeah.
They're complaining because they thought Garry Lyon was interfered with.
Michael McLean. But I thought that was pretty fair. Centre wing. Champion is there. Do the Bears having a real go here? Neats. Stynes is there. Obst gets it to Hopgood. Hopgood centres it. That's a beautiful kick to position. In towards half forward, the Bears putting the pressure on Grinter. Kowal with pace. Darren Kowal. Oh, good goal. Great kick. Darren Kowal has kicked his second, and a great snap. 13 plays 6, Bernie.
I was going to say, Pete, he's got pace to burn, Darren Kowal. Been enormous this year in that forward pocket. Very impressive player, the former Claremont player. We'll see this again in replay. Good shepherding work also done here by Rodney Grinter, keeping Sean Hart and Nathan Chapman just out of the contest long enough to enable Kowal to get that snapshot away on the left boot.
Melbourne's 2 goals, both kicked by Darren Kowal. The Demons by 7 points in the first quarter. Just over 14 minutes left in the term. Kick out of the middle, Melbourne's way. Kowal again taking the mark in front of Sean Hart. Maybe just too far out to score. He'll look for a lead in the forward pocket. McIver fisted in front of him, picked up by McLean. Kept it away from Cuthbertson well. One-on-one duel. Neat's got the front position. And it's going to be a free kick.
That's a play-on decision. That
didn't appear to be much in it, Pete, did there?
Nah.
And Neat's left centre wing for Melbourne. As they both had their eyes on the ball. Rohde can't take the mark. Worsfold overruns it. It's a Melbourne free kick. Lovett. The advantage rule was paid, and he's put it out of bounds on the full. So it's going to be a Brisbane free kick in the left back pocket for the Bears, who trail at the moment 2-1 to 1 goal. Neil Baum got off to a slow start in his AFL coaching career, losing the first 4 games, but he's put them in a position where they can mathematically make the 6. Although it's going to be tough for them. A bye, Adelaide away, and then Richmond and Fitzroy at home. So they probably won't have enough points on the board.
There are a couple of very bad losses against Sydney and also against the Bears early in the season.
Yes, and the wash-up, Bernie, they proved costly. Snapshot by Lyon. Grinter, good attempt to mark. McIver, the first to recover, gets away a good hand pass, and this time McClucky is ready for it.
Oh, he can run 50
bounces.
here.
3.
Shepherd.
4 bounces.
Look at this.
What a run. Keep going, son.
Keep going.
5 bounces.
Oh,
He's run too far there.
Oh, come on, umpire.
He did. He ran a long way on that occasion, Peter.
Oh, what, by 2 centimetres?
Oh, well.
Gee, Gabba wouldn't have been too happy if he saw that, would he? Johnny Gastev picks it up at midfield. Well, maybe they can make amends. Ashcroft up towards half forward. McCormack misses it. Obst doesn't, and kicks it back towards where Gastev takes it again.
Gastev looking for Champion. Oh, good tackle by Champion on Neats. Well, they're having a go, the Bears there. Fired up.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. It's one of those tackles, Peter, where it's a bit each way, isn't it? Whether it's in the back or whether it's good for holding the ball. Because he rode him into the ground.
Free kicks 8-2 in favour of Melbourne. Well, I'm not surprised after that ticky-touch with one before on Champion. Well, there's the punch away.
And a shocking hand pass, though, wasn't it? Ordinary hand pass coming from Darren White. He gave his teammate there no chance whatsoever.
Well, 6-13. It's a half forward for the Bears. Jimmy Stynes held. Oh, could have got a free kick, Stynes. Taken away by Obst. On to Neitz. David Neitz. Racing at it there was Hopgood. The Bears with a chance in front of their goal. Brett Lovett to mop up. And Brett Lovett kicks it to the half-back line. The Bears have got 2-on-1 here. With shepherding, they should end up with this ball. Buckley. You know what? Full forward. Diving attempt by Windsor, and he's marked. Almost a half volley, but he got there, and good shepherding. Who was that, Bernie?
Shepherding back there.
Might have been Ashcroft down there.
Todd Viney.
Terrific play, Ashcroft. Allowed Buckley to pick it up and get that quick kick in to Windsor.
Yes, here's the mark again. Ray Windsor down low. And of course, remembered for that memorable kick
Against Geelong, was it, or West Coast?
It's the West Coast Eagles when he drew the game with that kick after the siren.
Ray Windsor, geez, still only 20 years of age. He raced. Oh, shocking. He's hooked it to the left. And didn't really look like he's not happy with himself, but
A lack of confidence shown there by Windsor. A big run-up. I think sometimes, Peter, players can run too far in the run-up.
It was a stuttering
lose
run-up,
balance
Bernie,
too.
yeah,
Wasn't it?
you've got to be balanced, and but the main thing is up in the head. You've got to be confident. As Phil Gilbert kicks it to the half-back line, Stynes is there, Damien Burke is there, Richard Champion. Now, how will the umpires see that? He's calling play on. Champion, it's locked in, and sensibly the umpire is going to bounce.
10.5 minutes left in the term. Brisbane 1-1 and Melbourne 2-1 in the first quarter. Not a huge crowd, but pretty competitive game so far. Burke and Stynes, they've had many battles before. Burke wore different colours. Good to see him back in action. Kickers to half forward. Stephen Febey missed it. Quick to give away a hand pass to Viney. Now comes back to Matthew Febey. On to Brett Lovett. Lovett's kick up towards the centre wing and nearly beyond. A good block there by Worsfold, or Buckley met pretty solidly. Gastev attempted a shepherd. Worsfold again, a little bit too slow. Flipped up by Gastev to Buckley. The umpire's given a free kick to Melbourne.
That's unlucky there against Worsfold, because he fantastic effort earlier to get a fist to the ball, wasn't it, Pete?
He deserved to end up with the ball there, Worsfold.
Matthew Febey. Kickers to half forward. Garry Lyon can't take the mark. Dyson missed it. Fletcher, chance to mop up. McLean fumbles. Lyon, second chance. Out to Glenn Lovett. Out in front of goal, McIver. Good punch away, not to the advantage of his side. Tingay snapshot is a goal. Steve Tingay gets his first and Melbourne's third, and the Demons go to a 2-goal lead, 3-1 to 1-1 at the MCG.
Well, they've had a lot of them play the Brisbane Bears, but they just can't get the score on the scoreboard. Get the ball into the forward line. On many occasions, they've just had a little fumble or a dropped hand pass or whatever, but Melbourne get the ball up on the forward line, and they've been very good with their kicking, especially Darren Kowal with his explosive pace out of that forward pocket.
12 points the margin. That's shocking play by the Bears. Twice a player is encroached into that centre square. Therefore, Stynes gets the kick and kicks at 50 metres to their forward line. Robert Walls would be tearing his hair out watching that. Spargo, former North Melbourne centreman. In towards centre wing, 2-on-1. Richard Champion as the man has 2 to beat. He's still going. Oh, well played by Champion. He goes to ground, and the umpire will come in and bounce right on centre wing. But that's unforgivable. 2 free kicks from the centre bounce, Bernie.
Yeah, no doubt, Pete. Especially, you know, a young side such as the Bears, they need everything going their way. They can't afford to be giving away free kicks such as that.
Wow! Umpires played it to Burke against Stynes right in front of us. I can't believe that.
And there's another one.
Oh,
holding
well, that was there, but the Stynes one, I reckon it should have been Stynes' kick.
Yeah.
Right in front of the commentary box, and Stynes couldn't believe it. Well, here's the kick from Chapman. Is a beautiful kick normally. A big chance for a mark. Oh, it's dropped. He should have marked it. It's Sean Hart.
Gee, I thought there could have been a bit of interference on Hart.
Play on, calls the umpire. Kick a goal. Advantage paid. The hoots of the crowd, but it's a goal to Ashcroft.
Good hand pass too from McClucky to get it to him. They combined pretty well when the advantage rule was paid. So the difference is 1 goal. In favour of Melbourne, Glenn Lovett. Spoke about him earlier. Had a great season. Kennedy knocks the ball back to the midfield area.
Oh.
Burke, a fumble. White standing still as it came to him. Now gives it over to McLean, a great player. Merritt in the goal square, nearly a miraculous mark. Would have been mark of the season if he dragged that down one-handed. But Melbourne, through Lovell, are going to get clear after it came from Hopgood. And Stynes takes the mark on left centre wing.
I think he should have gone at that with 2 hands, Peter.
So
Roger Merritt in the goal square.
So Stynes plays on. Game number 150 for the Irish, I'll call him veteran now. Tingay, who's kicked 1 goal for Melbourne so far. Boundary line is too close, and it's over the line. Right on 50, Melbourne's left half-forward flank for a throw-in. 7 minutes left in the first term. It's going to be Burke and Rohde.
I think I backed Burke there.
Well, I'll back Lyon.
Well, you didn't mention him.
Lovell. Well, good long kick. That'll be a score. Accuracy needed here. He doesn't quite have it. And he put it through for a minor score to the Demons by Andy Lovell. So the Demons lead stretched to 1-1 now in the first quarter. McIver did well last week at full-back when he was moved there against Richmond. Most talented player, as Pete said, former best and fairest winner at Fitzroy.
Shocking option.
Yes, give them a rap, and that's what happens. And Stynes has a chance. Spears it into full forward. Lyon was the target. Ashcroft, well tackled. Gang tackled almost. Ball held into him, says the umpire, and it will be a bounce 40 metres out directly in front of Melbourne's goal. Maybe a bit lucky not to be penalised for holding it. So Stynes to contest, possibly with Kennedy or Burke, and jockeys for the front position. Stynes wins it. Lovell, Lyon. Snapshot is by Rohde. He's put it out of bounds on the full. Kicked it like a real defender.
Good camera shot to Peter Rohde. He looked disgusted. Now there's a man looking... Well, he looked more disgusted than Neil Baum. But Rohde hung his head as he kicked that. He knew. Oh, good mark, Stynes. He is a fantastic footballer. On to Lovell. Back to Jimmy Stynes for a tall man, 6'5". He's so mobile. Look at this. Beautiful football, Stynes.
Well, the second kick was a lot better than the first, Pete.
Grinter. Good pass. And who's that? Neitz has gone down the ground.
Neitz who's run down from centre-half back. David Neitz, only 18 years of age. He's been a very good player, hasn't he, all year, David Neitz?
Well, I watched him against...
You've given him a rap a few times.
I gave him a rap in the wet against St Kilda. He handled the ball like it was a dry... He's only 18 years of age. Enormous promise, this kid. Richard Champion on the mark. Champion remembers playing at centre-half forward and Neitz centre-half back. Oh, that's an ordinary-looking run-up. It'll be a fluke if he kicks this. He's missed it. He really didn't deserve to kick it, Bertie, did he, with that run-up?
There's a strange kick off the boot also. There he goes, back to centre-half back now with his opponent, Richard Champion.
Well, Scotty McIver playing in defence. Very experienced player on the left foot. Queensland born and bred. Oh, the two Melbourne players have gotten in each other's way. Then socket off the ground. Sean Hart is there and he takes it over the line at half forward, 50 metres from goal. Stynes, he amazes me. He must pole well again. There he is, the Irishman, and must pole well again the Brownlow.
Talking about the best and fairest, Peter talked about Glenn Lovett earlier, but Jimmy Stynes would have to be well up there with a chance to win the best and fairest for Melbourne this season.
Well, the umpires plucked the free kick out of this. Again, Matthew Kennedy cannot believe what it's for. It's to Garry Lyon. So the umpire is signalling there was some shepherding off the ball, I think.
11-5 free kicks.
Here's Garry Lyon from 52 metres. Not a bad looking kick right up to the square. Damien Burke is there and he has taken the mark. Good play by the big fella to get back into the square.
Been a good asset to Brisbane. His match conditioning is improving. Buckley with Febey, Viney and Gastev. Quick hand pass out the front of the pack. Now it's Buckley again, taking it from Fletcher. Stephen Febey the chance. Tackled by McLean. Bumped by Buckley. Hand pass over the top. Melbourne players are plenty. Dyson, a ball, gives it back to Lovett. There's no which way to go. Kicks from a standing start out in front of the goal square. Grinter was the target. Ball punched clear into the arms of Ashcroft. And he'll clear for Brisbane. Ashcroft straight down the corridor, marking contest at midfield. Chapman, a good tackle. Ball spills free to Gaston. It's going to be a free kick going, well, Melbourne's way again. Lovely to take it, right next to the circle. He's gone out wide, got one of the Febeys. It's Matthew. And the way they turned around. Stynes can run in and kick a goal from 45 metres out. The Irishman gets it on his 150th. Well done, Jimmy. Stynes gets his first, 4-3 to 2-1.
Yes, Melbourne out to a 14-point advantage now. Playing by far the better football. They are wasting the ball on numerous occasions, as are the Brisbane Bears. But Jimmy Stynes, very good on that occasion, running down into the forward line. 150th game today, as we said. Terrific performance by big Jimmy Stynes.
99 career goals too, Bernie.
14 points Melbourne lead by as Damien Burke thumps it forward. Brett Lovett is there. Socket off the ground towards half forward for the Bears. This is where they've been falling down. Chapman is there. Andy Lovell gets it out to Todd Viney. This is Tingay. Tingay back up support from Hopgood. Hopgood to centre wing. Glenn Lovett couldn't mark. McLean very cleverly done. Use of the body was excellent. McCormack receives from Fletcher. On to Damien Burke. Burke will look for Merritt. Merritt caught out of position and a good mark taken by Neitz. He is a promising player.
He's on top of champion at the moment.
Andy Lovell. Brett Lovett. Oh, gets a poor bounce, but look at that. 3 Melbourne players. Matthew Febey. Beautiful kick in towards half forward. Grinter. Can't mark. Lyon with class. Have a look at that for a football ability. Into the open goal, Garry Lyon. He slams it through. Great play.
As the Brisbane Bears make a change onto the ground is Troy Clark, who started last week on the interchange bench. And there's the Melbourne captain kicking that goal, Garry Lyon. All class playing at centre half forward. You see the numbers to the ball across half back too, which sets this up, Pete. That was great play there by Matthew Febey, getting the long kick into the forward line, long direct kick. Bounced nicely for Garry Lyon. And with his skills, he wasn't going to miss that one.
201 career goals for Garry Lyon. 5-3 to 2-1, a difference of 20 points now with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Matthew Febey to Viney to Lovett. It's Glenn Lovett towards the centre wing position. Demons will swing into attack again. Stephen Febey kicks to right half forward.
That could be 50 metres.
That's not 50.
Well, I think it will be.
Oh, come on.
You cannot belt a bloke in the back of the head after he's taken the mark.
Oh, he's got to make some attempt.
You should have some empathy for football.
All right, well,
belted in the head. What about Cowboy Neil?
Hang on, have a look. There it is. Look, he's got to make an attempt. Oh, come on. I copped it.
Make it.
Hey, Bernie, I'll just interrupt. Doesn't that happen 100 times a game?
Of course
Does that mean it's right, Pete?
You've got to make an attempt to
it's right or
spoil.
wrong.
Ridiculous.
After he's taken the mark, it's not an attempt to spoil.
Cuthbertson gets the goal.
By 26 points at quarter time. We rejoin the replay midway through the second quarter, and by now Melbourne by 27 points.
Burke having a rest in the forward pocket. It's allowing Kennedy or Darryl White to do the ruck work.
So Matt Kennedy to ruck. Lyon comes over the top onto Todd Viney, runs straight at the ball. Marcus Ashcroft, well done as he mops up on the left foot. Brings it back to the half-back line. Buckley and Steve Febey. Still Buckley, used his body beautifully to Spargo, and it allows Buckley to sprint away and look to half forward, but the mark taken by Lovell. Stynes runs past Lovell. That's good play. On to Todd Viney.
That's a good mark by Todd Viney.
Does he cover some territory? On to Obst. Obst to half forward. Len Lovett. Well played by Sean Hart. Buckley again, he's playing well in this quarter. Nathan Buckley transfers play. This is Darryl White, he's got it. Stops dead and then gives a hand pass across to Worsfold. Worsfold a clever hand pass. Now he should run for about 30 here. Oh, why did he kick it then, Ashcroft?
Good question, Pete.
He had 40 metres to run and bounce it round the wing
At least one more bounce.
And draw the opponents out. And he's kicked it. Steve Febey. Centre wing, and he finds Brett Lovett.
Lovett will give it back to him. Steve Febey, ball quickly onto the boot, and that swirling wind has taken it over to the boundary line on the full. It'll be a free kick to the Bears. McLean will take it. Yes, he is. Kicks it inboard. Goes to Spargo. Long hand pass. White. Troy Clark. Centering kick, Viney. Oh, does well. Good use of the body.
Ordinary kick again, Pete. Their options coming into that forward line very poor at the moment, Brisbane.
Well, they've had a lot of the football, Bernie, haven't they? Haven't been able to do too much with it. Obst down towards Cuthbertson. Kowal, good hand pass. Grinter will go from there. Grinter gets his first. 6 Melbourne players have scored goals as they go to 8-5, 53, Brisbane 3-2, 20 at the MCG.
And there we see the value of coming down that centre corridor. Andrew Obst, right from the middle of the ground, went directly towards the goal face. Cuthbertson on the lead, picked up by Kowal doing the roving. And there we see a very easy goal kicked by Grinter, who's been very good on the forward line this year for Melbourne.
8-5 plays 3-2. Darren White went without it. That's Dyson. Tingay. Brett Lovett crashing his way through the pack. Todd Viney back to Tingay. In towards half forward, the mark taken by Glenn Lovett. Now Lovett, he thought about chipping it across.
Well, he ought to go back and have a shot from there, Pete.
Well,
make the distance.
3 or 4 players were running out and making leads. As we see Todd Viney and Michael McLean having a few words, but Glenn Lovett will only kick from 40 metres directly in front. He runs close to the man on the mark, clears his head though and puts it through for a goal. So Melbourne doing it on the bit at the moment, and an angry looking Michael McLean. But nevertheless, it's a goal to Glenn Lovett, 9-5 to 3-2.
And the margin out to 39 points. The Brisbane Bears made a change while all that was happening. McCormack off for Danny Noonan. And McCormack had the job on Andrew Obst. Will now be picking up Danny Noonan. He must get himself a lot fitter, Brendan McCormack, if he's going to have any future in AFL football.
59 plays 20, 39 points the difference in favour of the home side. The Bears 0-4 against the Demons at the MCG. Matthew Febey will put them into attack again. Not the greatest of hand passes he's delivered. Dyson's a long kick, just about roosted home from there. Grinter just inside the boundary line. One of the veterans of the side. He was telling me a couple of weeks back, did a big pre-season this year. He doesn't mind kicking a goal after having spent a lot of his career for the Demons in defence. He's hooked that one a bit. I think has registered only a behind. He has. So Grinter's tally for the day remains at 1 goal, 1 goal, 1 against his name, and the difference out to 40 points with 10 minutes left before half-time. Scotty McIver's been busy in this quarter. Melbourne having a lot of the play on their forward line. He's going to the outer side. The wind from the north today, so basically it's going across the ground here. Peter Rohde taken that mark, although as Ross Glendinning pointed out pre-match, it does swirl a lot here with the big stands. Rohde, another of the players that Neil Baum has given forward line duties to in recent weeks, and with great effect. That's a good kick. Stynes is there, can't mark it. Peter Worsfold from Lyon onto Ashcroft. Hugs the boundary line with his kick. Pretty close to it, Stephen Febey having the job on Buckley. Stephen Febey, of course, recently lining up on Garry Ablett. So Neil Baum has a high opinion of his defensive skills, obviously, Bernie.
Yes, and did a reasonable job on Ablett. Well, it's pretty tough staying with him all day.
Ablett kicks 10 on you. You've done well. Lovett. Well, he's having a great game, isn't he? Tackle is by Champion to Brett Lovett. Back to Stynes. Back to Lovell. Demons running well. Andy Lovell having a good game too. McIver punches it away from Cuthbertson. McIver probably on top in that duel. Cuthbertson has kicked 2 goals, but we remember, I'm sure everybody watching will, that one came from a controversial 50-metre penalty.
Bernie doesn't think it was controversial.
No, it was clear cut.
Now, here's Jimmy Stynes hooking it over the back. Is that a free kick? No. Darren White showing enormous skill, but a bad hand pass. Tingay was there to back up. On the left foot, Matthew Febey. And he has kicked a point. Good attempt under pressure. Scotty McIver, you mentioned him having his work cut out. He is certainly in the action. Roger Merritt's hardly seeing it down the other end.
Roger will be cold down there in that second quarter, standing in the goal square.
They've got these down there is Roger Merritt and Damien Burke. There's a bit of experience, Bernie. Now, Scotty McIver. In In towards half-back, Jimmy Stynes is there. That was Buckley shuffling it out, and eventually it's forced over the line, in fact, out on the full. So it will be a kick out there. Now, I'll tell you which Febey it is after he kicks it. Stephen. In towards Rohde. Stynes a chance. Oh, brought down from behind. Umpire called. Oh, giving him a free kick for in the back.
Oh, well. Sean Hart.
They're kidding, aren't they?
He's got plenty of right to complain about.
How do you tackle a bloke from behind?
Well, I saw one that
now,
was...
have a look. He tackles, didn't go into his back. Well, he dived forward with the momentum, but how do you tackle a bloke from behind?
He didn't. He brought him down sideways. That wasn't even in the back. There was one I was talking about earlier, Peter, was blatantly in the back, and it was let go.
Well, it's
Jimmy. Some consistency about their decisions, these umpires.
Stynes' kick. Well, we get plenty of rules given to us about what the laws of the game are, but I think sometimes the umpires have got to get them right. There's the kick by Stynes, and it is one behind. It's all in the interpretation of the laws of the game, and I think you've got to use common sense.
That's what I was going to say, Peter. The most important rule, common sense.
Scotty McIver again to kick in. I think Roger Merritt probably put himself on the ball to keep warm shortly. McIver, oh, that's a rubber to Spargo. He does well from a tight situation. Obst, the flyer, champion in front. Lovett to Lyon, who'll goal from 45 metres, you'd reckon. Hit the post.
He's a class player, though, Lyon. When he gets that ball, he looks good.
1-2, he's kicked. The Melbourne skipper, 9-9 to 3-2. A difference of 43 points. The Bears have added just the 1 goal this quarter. Melbourne has added 3 goals, 6. No idea how much the play has been on the Demons forward line. Mike tries to punch him behind. Mark taken by Matthew Febey. Yes, Matthew Febey. Straight to Tingay. Bad marking there. 3 Melbourne players. They could have raffled it. Viney was there, and so too was Grinter. Tingay has the kick.
There's Tingay playing on the wing on Steve McCluckey. Well, he's the man that let him get in there, sneak into that hole there at centre-half forward.
It's Grand Canyon,
not his man. Yeah, it's a big space there. Champion coming off for the Bears.
Tingay shot at goal. Is a goal.
10-9 to 3-2. Oh, this time a Melbourne player's gone into the square. Damien Burke to take the kick. Oh, he ran close to the man on the mark, kicked it very high to half forward. At the back was Stynes. Gee, works hard. Ray Windsor a chance. Goes to ground.
You get a free, I think, for that.
Oh. Well, I won't make any comment, but all I'll say is it was very, very fortunate. And the Melbourne player can't believe it either.
Was there much in it, Bernie?
Not much in it.
No, there wasn't a lot, Pete. There wasn't a lot. I think we've probably
he's got in control. Then he
did hold the Guernsey.
I suppose he held the Guernsey. Yeah, he held for a long time, Hopgood. So the umpire probably right in that situation. Directly in front, Windsor. Oh, don't tell me he's missed.
Very close to the man on the mark, didn't he?
He's hit the post from 15 metres. And Robbie
kicked a shocker at the other end, didn't he, in that first quarter? Well,
yes, that's right.
Robert Walls, I think he'd be very disappointed with this performance by his side.
Brett Lovett to the half-back line. Oh, big fly was from Darryl White. Paul Spargo in towards Merritt. Merritt, he tried to flick it over the back. Taken away by Brett Lovett. In towards Dyson. Well played by Fletcher. That was Noonan. On to Spargo. Oh, now Damien Burke should snaffle this. Oh. He should have marked that. He had his name written all over it. Phil Gilbert. Pumped heavily by McLean. Burke a chance to make amends. Gets in a hand pass. Merritt gets his boot to it. Forward pocket. McLean. He might have been moved down there onto the ball to give them a bit of life, and good move if they have, Bernie.
I think he may be going with Glenn Lovett. No, Johnny Guestev now with Glenn Lovett. He was with him earlier in the quarter, but yeah, Michael McLean, he's been a very good ruck rover on baller, hasn't he?
Glenn Lovett, 8 and 6, has been a star. Burke taps down. Shot for goal by Spargo. Is there. Now Spargo gets his first for the day, and a very valuable one for Brisbane. Certainly much needed. 4-3 to 10-9.
It's Brisbane Bears' second goal for the quarter. Kick 2 in the opening term. Now we see the ruck work done by Damien Burke, the former Geelong captain. And getting it to Spargo, who played over 100 games with North Melbourne. No, he didn't. He played 81 games, Pete.
Played
For
89 games
goals.
now. th career goal for Spargo. Fletcher tries a hand pass. Melbourne are going to get out of this, though. This is Tingay. Burke tried to grab him. Tingay's kick towards half forward. Worsfold punches. Glenn Lovett. Kick number 9 down to Grinter. Returns quickly, does well, and kicks a goal. Great play, Grinter. Grinter gets his second. And the Demons, the quick reply, 11-9 to 4-3. 79 plays 27.
Yes, he's been a real surprise packet on that forward line, Rodney Grinter. 2 goals for the afternoon gives him a career tally of 53 goals in 124 games. Of course, he was known as a defender, played most of his football on the half-back line. I think he only played around about 3 games last year, so certainly has resurrected his career.
So, Stynes and Burke, they both went early. It's hooked back to the half-forward line. McCormack, not good enough, Brendan McCormack.
And he'll give a free kick away too, McCormack. It was a bit airy-fairy, wasn't it? That little flip behind the back.
Yeah, you can't do that fancy sort of work in modern-day football. Andrew Obst in towards half-forward. Worsfold giving a lot of height to Rohde. Oh, Stynes gets his kick to it. Good play by Stynes. Oh, tapped on by Grinter. Andy Lovell. A Shane Warne leg break. Across the face of goal, and it rolls through for a behind.
They deserve better, Pete, because there's a clever little tap on there from Rodney Grinter. Very creative in that forward pocket.
Well, this man will sleep well tonight. Scotty McIver, that ball has been down there with monotonous regularity. He's had to work overtime down there on Cuthbertson. McIver straight up the ground, looking for someone to take a mark. The Melbourne players are there. Obst onto Febey. Quick kick for goal in towards full foot. Over back is Grinter. Goal.
Grinter's third.
The first 2 quarters, and at half-time leading by 56 points. We rejoin the replay early in the 3rd quarter. No addition to the score.
And if the Bears can perhaps apply that out there on the field, they'll do a lot better. Viney again gives it away. Lovell having a great match. Kick up towards the edge of the square. That could be a free kick. The umpire said he was being held. He got clobbered behind the ear, Garry Lyon.
Good use of the body there by Garry Lyon. Just having a look at the interchange. I think Cuthbertson starting on the interchange in this second half with Peter Rohde playing at full forward for the Demons.
So Garry Lyon has already demonstrated his class. He's kicked 1. He brings it in towards half forward. And Scotty McIver, well, he's doing pretty well under enormous pressure. Darryl White. I wonder if he had that rocket at half-time, Bernie.
I hope so.
Troy Clark, a real little goer, picks it up beautifully. He's got excellent skill, Clark. In towards half-forward, taken by Peter Worsfold, a real little goer. In towards half-forward, there's big Damien Burke, and Roger Merritt crashes in at the ball. Back to Ashcroft. Ashcroft fires in a goal around the corner into the goal square. Chance for Nathan Buckley. But the hand pass comes from Neitz to Lovett. And on to Paul Hopgood. And they're just too good in defence, Melbourne, at the moment. Out wide is Stretch. He can't mark. And taking it over the line is Michael McLean, who just looking to see if he's back in defence. I think he is.
I think Stretch having a run for the first time too, Pete, in this second half.
So it's at half forward. Brett Lovett, half forward for the Bears. That is Kevin Dyson. Beautiful kick with a standing start in towards Harbour. Oh, the bounce important here. Stretch to Grinter. On the line. Lyon trips over, or was he tripped?
He was tripped.
Umpire said he was tripped.
Against Darryl White.
By Darryl White. Is he going to argue? I think he doesn't agree with it. I thought he might have tripped himself. Let's have a look. Foot. No, I think he might have tripped himself.
I think we disagree again, Pete.
Do you think?
I think
maybe his foot caught his.
I think Darryl White got him.
He might have just got him. Might have just clipped his foot.
Just clipped the heel.
Anyway, Garry Lyon from 40 metres, almost directly in front, lays back right through the middle for a goal. 2 goals for Garry Lyon. And Melbourne start the third term the best way you can with a 6-pointer. 13-11 plays 4-3.
Well, that's a bad start for the Bears. They really needed to fire up here in this. I think he just clipped his leg as he came over the back there, Darryl White. Whether it's accidental or not, Pete, it's still a trip. I think it's a bit touch and go, a bit iffy, but I think it was there.
202 career goals to Garry Lyon. A lot of injury problems during his career. So was Damien Burke going at it with Jimmy Stynes. Glenn Lovett, kick smothered. 3 Brisbane Bears are there, and Glenn Lovett's going to get a free kick
Against Damien Burke.
Goes for the hand pass. On to Matthew Febey. Rohde. Just overruns it. Good use of the body by McIver. Champion gives him support. Champion spending some time on the bench. Chapman around the boundary line with that kick. Oh, Tingay reads it better. Had an excellent second quarter, Stephen Tingay. The hand pass onto Viney. Clark's got him. Good tackle. Melbourne there in numbers. Rohde. That is holding the ball, is it not?
Yes, I agree. He had a chance to handball that, Bernie, didn't he?
I agree with you there, Pete. He did. He certainly had a chance. But
he looked up, had the chance to handball, and he didn't, so it should have been. You watch, he looks up, chance.
Yes, the attempted punch, which was a feint anyway, was well after he was pinned. Stynes in front, wide over the top, taps it down. Tingay's there again. Could have he left himself wide open there. Came out of it well. Spargo from Ashcroft. Bounce is going to be, or was going to be, important there. Ball flipped out the side to Troy Clark from McClucky. Very untidy passage of play by both teams there. End result of which it's going to be a Brisbane free kick to be taken by Fletcher, and he gives it to Spargo.
Paul Spargo coming around centre wing. That's better play to bounce it a few times and back yourself in towards Burke. Damien Burke. Well, do you pay the mark of the free kick?
Well, he's paid the mark, which well, we've spoken a bit about the umpiring here this afternoon, Pete, but I think we had to earn him a bit more than
he didn't hang on to
Damien Burke did on that occasion.
He didn't hang on to it. Damien Burke from 50 metres brings it in towards full forward. Merritt, use of the body, and coming in to lend a hand over the back is Marcus Ashcroft.
I agree with the player there questioning that decision. That's Phil Gilbert just asking the umpire, are you allowed to shove a player out of the way when the ball's about 10-15 metres away? Just shoved him out of the contest.
Well, it's supposed to be within 5 metres, of course. Now, here's the kick. Ashcroft kicks it goal and puts it through.
Champion. Well, good tackle, and the ball spills free. Hand pass comes out the back, and the Demons are going to get clear. Viney over the top of Gastev to Matthew Febey at right half-back. He's kicked to the half-forward flank line. Excellent lead to get clear of Kennedy. Garry Lyon's kick inside 50. Grinter stumbles at the crucial moment. Kennedy late on the scene. Tingay, long looping hand pass. Garry Lyon, good tackle. Gastev. Lyon throws it away. Good tackle by Clark. On to Glenn Lovett, around Gastev. Goes away from his own goal, but finds Viney. Brett Lovett was there as well, who applies the shepherd. Wasn't a particularly good, bad play.
Terrible option.
And Chapman does well. Read it beautifully for Brisbane. Fletcher the target, doesn't let him down, takes the mark right on the corner of the square. Much travelled play. I guess we could say the same about Nathan Buckley. He can kick at a country. Look at that kick. What a kick. 65 metres.
It's kick number 9 for Nathan Buckley.
One behind.
With Bernie,
they've got two of the Nathans
on the run.
Yeah, 2 Nathans in this Brisbane Bears side can kick the ball a mile, can't they? Nathan Chapman and Nathan Buckley.
And I thought that was great play by Chapman down the other end when he chipped in and took that mark with pace. Brett Lovett.
50 metres.
Well,
what do you do when a player's
went to play on?
What do you do? What's a player supposed to do when a player's starting to walk around and
exactly. What do you let him go, or do you walk after him? Well, Merritt just followed Brett Lovett because he knew Brett Lovett. You watch now. He's got him. Now he. There's a couple of P-plates required here this afternoon. Well, fair dinkum. I won't make any more comment, but. Anyway, it's at 50 metres down the other end of the ground for Melbourne this time.
We might change that to L plates, I'm not sure.
Jimmy Stynes to do the ruck work. Darryl White was against him. Now Sean Hart's at the base of that pack. Stephen Stretch tries to come away with it. It'll be another bounce. This is James Van Beek about to bounce it. Metres out from the Melbourne goal. Stynes is there. Lyon comes over the top. Gastev's been very quiet, but he's coming back from injury. Ashcroft was over it. Obst, Stynes, Tingay. A goal coming up, I think, here. Matthew Febey on the right foot has missed because he is a natural left footer. Couldn't bend it back enough. Jimmy Stynes pushing and shoving with Darryl White here on screen. Jimmy won't let it worry him too much. He is a ball player and he gets on with the game normally, and that's why he won a Brownlow medal.
I can see the funny side of it anyway, Pete.
Yeah, well, then you can see he's giving away a lot of height, Darryl White, too, as Buckley couldn't mark. Stynes is there. White did it beautifully, but went without it. Tackle was well played by Obbs, taken by Stynes, weaves his way through the pack. Todd Viney, Steve Febey, Kevin Dyson's a long kick. He brings it into the pocket, and the mark dropped down there by Rohde, and Chapman sensibly takes it to the line.
I don't think Peter Rohde would be too happy with himself there, dropping that mark.
He was on his own. He was clear, wasn't he? Trots back to his position.
The direction wasn't fantastic into that forward pocket. I'd like to see him go direct here at the MCG, Peter.
Would be Robinson Crusoe leading to the pockets. Matthew Febey on the right foot again. Bounce is going to be important here. And Grinter taps it to the goal line. Oh, Febey and Rohde collide. And McIver clears for the Bears.
Oh,
Stephen Febey, excellent mark. Kicks right on 50. Centering kick from him. The Bears have the numbers. Viney at the bottom of the pack reads it beautifully. Excellent hand pass to Tingay over the top to Rohde. Should goal or could have goal, but Febey puts it through.
Wasn't that fantastic by Todd Viney? How is that athleticism?
14-12 to 5-4, and worthy of a second look.
He looked like an acrobat here. Todd Viney's we see, first of all, that magnificent mark by Stephen Febey. He centred the ball there. Viney one way, then the other, slipping, and did really well to get that hand pass out. And in the end, Matthew Febey kicking a very easy goal.
His first, he's kicked 1 goal, 2.
So back to the centre. The Bears will really have to get a move on, or this could be a slaughter. Melbourne really looking for percentage as Brett Lovett brings it out towards the half-forward line. The race is on. 2 speedsters out there, and one of them was Darren Kowal and the other one Sean Hart. So half-forward in front of the Melbourne members.
The runner out speaking to Nathan Buckley. He needs to lift, Pete.
Yeah, well, I hope for the good of football that Nathan Buckley's playing with the Bears next year too. There's Ashcroft making the tackle.
Had him by the leg there.
Now, Paul Spargo to the half-forward line. Oh, well done, Richard Champion. They need a lift from him.
First mark to Richard Champion.
Kick in towards Merritt. Merritt trapped it very, very well. He tries to tunnel ball it. Damien Burke is there. Tingay has been an excellent player. Brett Lovett cleverly. Back-up support from Stretch. Now Ops, and they got that away too easily, Melbourne. In towards half-forward. Good mark by Grinter. Danger here for Brisbane. Grinter centres the ball. Jimmy Stynes marks at half-forward. He can give it off here. They love him here at Melbourne. Stynes and White have been having a pushing and shoving duel. That's why the crowd is yelling. Back into the hole in the pocket. Ops. Andrew Ops caught, gets in a quick hand pass. Here's Sean Hart. Handball smothered. Well played, Peter Rohde. Into the open goal. Great goal.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1993 AFL Premiership season.
Well, it was well over by three-quarter time when the D's led 18-14 to 5 goals 8. The last quarter produced just 2 goals to 1, and the final score, Melbourne 20-18-138, Brisbane 6-13-49. 2 players reported, Brendan McCormack and also Jim Stynes. So a chance for the Brownlow medal will be up against the tribunal during the week. Let's have a look at the ladder. Hawthorn on top, Essendon, Carlton,